Welcome to Channel on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Canadians witnessed a side of Mark Carney they had never seen before. The Prime Minister's voice faltered as he spoke of one of the darkest chapters in our history. The residential school system that tore Indigenous children from their families, their culture, and their very identities. His most heartfelt words came when he honored not only the survivors, but also the children who never made it home. In that moment, the weight of a century of pain settled over the nation. For once, silence carried more meaning than politics. Yet Carney did not leave the country in grief alone. He declared that remembrance must be matched with responsibility, pledging to build a Canada guided by Indigenous leadership, justice, and shared prosperity. With tears in his eyes, he vowed, "We will not fail you." This was more than a speech. It was a leader carrying the sorrow of a nation, while daring to believe in its renewal. It was a reminder that reconciliation is not a single day, nor a single promise, but a lifelong duty. Carney called on Canadians to listen, to survivors, to elders, to Indigenous youth whose voices will shape the future. He spoke of healing not as charity, but as justice, not as words, but as action. In that moment, the past and future seemed to meet. The cries of children silenced in the schools echoed alongside the determination of a new generation demanding change. Carney's words drew a line. Canada cannot undo what has been done, but it can choose to walk a different path, one marked by truth, accountability, and hope. And so, on this day of remembrance, a grieving country found not just mourning, but the possibility of renewal. We will not fail you. Mark Carney's words were more than a speech. They were a moment of truth, a recognition of the children who never returned, and a promise that remembrance must always be matched with responsibility. But reconciliation is not a single day. It is every day. It is not only the duty of a prime minister, but the work of an entire nation. If Canada is to heal, it will take honesty, courage, and the voices of all who refuse to let these stories be forgotten. Carney's vow, "We will not fail you," cannot be his alone. It must be ours as well. It must live in our classrooms, in our parliaments, in our homes, and in our hearts. Every Canadian, from coast to coast to coast, carries a role in this journey. Reconciliation means listening when it is difficult, acting when it is inconvenient, and remembering when it would be easier to forget. It means building a future where Indigenous children grow up not with fear and silence, but with pride, strength, and opportunity. If you believe these stories must endure, and if you want to follow Canada's journey through history, politics, and hope, subscribe to Canada Today. Together, we remember. Together, we heal. Together, we move